Hi, good morning, everybody.
You'd think that we'd be rusty from taking a break. You'd think to yourself, surely they can't come right back and just nail it out of the gate. But guess what? We did. We can and we did and we will and we'll continue to.
We can and we did. Do y'all want a spreadsheet emote? A spreadsheet emote?
A spreadsheet emote. Now,
not that you've ever seen it. It would have to be like a guessing and visualizing of what that spreadsheet would look like.
I've never seen the spreadsheet and I work here.
Exactly. So we would have to all be very creative about it.
What does it mean if you hold your mug like this? What does this mean if this is the way you look at a mug and you go, I'm gonna hold it? Listen, shut up, everybody. This is the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
I'm Saige.
And we're gonna point.
And it's too early.
And we're gonna hold a mic, we're gonna hold a mug weird, and we're gonna talk into a mic wrong, and we're gonna show the spreadsheet and listen.
We're not gonna remember to say the name of the show in the intro.
The name of the show is in so many places. It's up here, it's in the title of the thing, we just ran the opening graphics, they're fine. Look,
get it.
Hey, everybody hold your mug like this. This is the cool way to hold your mug.
I will drop it. Tiny weak hands.
This is like bisexuals in chairs.
You know, that's actually interesting. Dude said that's how bi people hold mugs. Yeah. Can't do anything right. I'm sorry, it's me.
Folks, we gotta do the most. Because when you're the only morning show in existence, you gotta do it all.
Gotta do it all.
There's no one else to do it for you.
No, who else would do it?
Who else would do, if not us, who?
Then who?
Something funny, Saige?
Let's do a news show.
Let's do a news show.
Let's talk about the Nintendo Direct. We were vaguely here on Wednesday.
So vaguely. We're like shadows. We're like
Yeah.
specters.
We were here for 45 minutes from
You
our own
see
separate
us
places.
in the corner of your vision, and then when you look, we're not there. So there was a Nintendo Direct.
And the internet was a little angry. What button are you pressing? Oh my God. Anthony, none of us have the spreadsheet open. How did you show it? Look at all our screens.
There's a lot of stuff that was announced at the Nintendo Direct. We opened with another anime waifu with the sword being put into Smash, and this anime waifu is different because she's two anime waifus in one.
Of course, a thing we've never seen before.
Double your
Yes, we
waifus.
have. Yeah, sure. I'll take double waifu. That's perfectly fine.
Listen,
A lot of the recent additions have been male characters.
it's hard to
Could
pull
have
off
a lady.
the elusive double waifu.
Sure.
You know? I'm not a Xenosaga person. I've tried to be. I wish everyone who loves a Xenosaga a very Smash. But for me, it's just, I can't get into it.
I want a greeting card that says, I wish you a very Smash.
I wish you a very Smash.
Hey, everybody in quarantine, I wish you a very Smash.
I wish you a very Smash. We're
I'm
a couple
sorry.
days late on that one, but we wish you a very Smash for Smash Day. Next up, we have Fall Guys finally coming to Switch.
Hooray!
Yeah, I mean, any platform a game is on, we want it to be on that platform so people can play it.
Yes.
It's
a little late. I wish it had come to Switch when they did the rest of the console releases for Fall Guys. But Fall Guys is cute and fun, and they continually do good updates that keep the game interesting. So that's perfectly fine.
It's perfectly
Perfectly
fine.
fine. I wonder how it'll be. I get very angry playing Fall Guys. Fall Guys makes me angry. So I wonder how that'll be on the Switch controller.
Next, we have The Outer Wilds coming to Switch.
Which I'm excited about. I haven't played Outer Wilds.
Oh, Outer Wilds is good, and it'll be a good game on the Switch. It will also be a good bathtub game. And as we all know, the main indicator of whether a Switch game is good is whether I want to sit and soak in the bathtub and play that game on my very special bathtub disc that I bought myself because I'm a special boy.
Sure. Yeah. He
If
does
you-
rate games on a would I play it in the bathtub scale.
Would I play it in the bathtub? That's all you need to know. And the answer is yes to the Outer Wilds in the bathtub. Samurai Warriors 5. I feel like... Okay, this was a real anime-ass Nintendo Direct, wasn't it?
You paused for so long after anime ass. This was a real anime ass.
Before quarantine it was. Now it's a little soft, but this was a real anime. It was like an anime as hell.
It was.
Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, and I'm happy with that. A lot of people were expecting a lot more from Zelda in particular.
Mm-hmm. It's weird. We got a bunch of ports. We got a bunch of upgrades.
Yep.
A bunch of remakes. Something that I found very interesting was Famicom Detective Club.
Yeah, which I've never played, though I've seen a lot of footage of.
Yeah, so Famicom Detective Club was never brought over here, and it originated for the Famicom Disk System, and they're like little mystery visual novel games. They're part of that like gaming history that is much lauded, but nobody has been able to play because there's just so much to translate. So it even took a long time for fan translations of the Famicom Disk System. This is actually one of my like big five. These are two of my big five that I wish were translated. Cowards, Konami, listen to me. Bring Tokimeki Memorial to America, please. It's time.
We also got some new things, including a new Mario Golf.
I'm a sucker for a Mario sports game. I'm a ding-dang sucker for a Mario sports game.
That makes sense.
And
I don't play a lot of the Marios. I played a good bit of like tennis, and that's fine. I don't like golfing games in general, so I've never done a Mario Golf, but maybe I will.
Mario Golf is so much fun. Toadstool Tour was one of the best games ever. What I love is this has the Super Rush mode, which is basically you don't wait your turn. It's multiplayer, and everybody golfs at the same time and tries to speed golf as quickly as possible. Now that's video game.
Yeah, sure.
That is video game, and I love that. The other thing that I really love is they brought the RPG mode from the Game Boy games to this Mario Golf. Now, if you played Mario Golf on the GBA or the GB Color, it was like a big RPG.
That's so funny.
And now they have it again. So this is very, very exciting. I'm ready for Mario Golf, even though Mario Tennis Aces hurt me and hurt my soul and broke my heart.
Something else I found interesting was the Switch getting Miitopia.
Miitopia.
Like it doesn't look like it's a good.
Because it looks like it's great.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be great in our kind of way and bad in many other ways.
You know, I loved Tomodachi Life. I loved it. Did you ever play it on the DS? That's the one where you're me and all your friends' me's live in a house and it's kind of a reality show.
Absolutely not.
And there are mini games. Tomodachi Life was so good.
Right, train wreck good, as Alonzo in chat described it.
Yeah, and this is like Tomodachi Life plus some of the Street Pass RPG stuff that they had going on the DS mixed together into one big fun game. I love it. I love that like you can... It's got that fun thing where you put all of your friends' Mii's into it, and then you watch how your Mii's and your friends' Mii's interact in this game, and they can be like, sometimes they're fighting and it's really hilarious, and you send a little screenshot of you and your friend's Mii fighting to your friend.
Okay.
It's cute.
It's a little Sims for Mii's.
Yeah.
It's a little Sims for Mii's, and that's perfectly fine. I'd buy it, as chat says as well, on sale.
Sure.
Buy it on sale.
I'd be shocked if it cost very much. That's one of those things that Nintendo likes to do to kind of boost their social
stuff.
stuff.
Here's an extra $5 to $10 game. This looks sexy as hell. I'm into it.
Our sweet, sweet boy, the Tora horse, he's back. Ben is back, baby. This is of course, the creator of Donut County, LA's own native son and very good boy, and he is back with a weird anime card collecting shooter with Steve Bloom as the voice of the main character. So
I'm attracted to everyone in that photo.
It's weird. Hey, Steve, I know we don't talk about this. Unfortunately, I'm attracted to you. Steve Bloom, man, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? He's Spike Spiegel. He's great teacher Onizuka. He's fucking Zeb in fucking Rebels. What are you gonna do? Everybody's attracted to Steve Bloom. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm sorry. I am also going to be attracted to this character. He is Sub-Zero. I forgot because I'm not a big Mortal Kombat guy, which that's foreshadowing.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute.
There's some other stuff. Capcom Arcade Stadium is out today. It's free to download, but then you have to buy the Capcom arcade machines. It's not a good look.
No, thank you.
Stubbs the Zombie came back.
Okay. I wasn't asking for it.
It was a weird, fun, interesting game, but like between the Stubbs the Zombie and Plants vs. Zombies, I was like, oh no, I fell into a coma in 2010 and I just woke up and the world has not changed.
We got Tales from the Borderlands. Cool. DC Superhero Girls, I'm actually excited for there to be more like good kids content on the Switch.
And the DC, like, look, the DC Superhero Girls game looks like it has a lot going on. It has some sort of like social, like relationship link thing. It's got like, you've got to post and keep your reputation up high. It's got like action. It looks like a good game. No More Heroes 3. Travis is back, baby.
Cool. Those are all great. That's perfectly fine. Can we talk about Animal Crossing yet?
Yes, we can talk about Animal Crossing.
Oh, good. I would love to talk about Animal Crossing. We've been teased. We've known it was coming. The Animal Crossing and Mario crossover. We're getting a bunch of Mario-themed content in Animal Crossing, and it looks absolutely beautiful. We've had a lot of like themed events in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and they've been great. They've been very fun. We just did Festival. We had all of these beautiful holiday-themed events.
Yes, Pave must dance.
Pave must dance.
She must.
This looks like there's a lot to it, which I find really interesting. I mean, if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it, right?
The biggest thing to me is warp pipes. Warp pipes are gonna change Animal Crossing. You can either create warp pipe shortcuts across your island if you don't want to walk across your island. You can create warp pipes to like little secret areas that aren't accessible any other way.
Yeah.
This is gonna change island design. Plus, so many people are gonna demolish like a quarter of their island to make it a legit Mario level.
Are you gonna go put a warp pipe up to your onsen?
I might. A warp pipe up to the onsen is actually better than the steps are beautiful. I have these beautiful steps, this beautiful winding path up to my onsen, and it's lovely, but it takes up so much space. And I would rather the onsen be secret, you know?
Yeah. It looks good.
It looks good.
People are mad there's no Waluigi costume.
I am one of them.
I would like a Waluigi costume, but I also think it's very funny. Like, I just want us all to run around as Luigi.
Yeah.
The freaking mustache is so silly to me on a Animal Crossing character.
Hey, brother.
Anthony says you have a dream code for Animal Crossing. I don't currently. I haven't played Animal Crossing in so long.
Yeah, I have to jump back in. I haven't played it, God, since winter. I haven't played. I don't think I even booted up the winter update. That's how long it's been.
It's been a long time.
I burn out on something like Animal Crossing because I put everything into it, and then I need a little rest.
I think it's been a little rest.
It's been a little rest, so I might come back. This was a large portion of the Direct, and we don't yuck anybody's yum here.
Absolutely not. But it was a large portion of the Direct.
It was a large portion of the Direct.
It was surprising.
Project Triangle Strategy kind of looks a bit like Octopath Traveler, plays like Tactics Ogre, it looks like a little bit. Seems good. I don't get into the heavy isometric strategy stuff, but I know a lot of people love it. I did like the look of Octopath Traveler, but once again, not for me, and that's okay. That's okay.
Now, one of the big ones that people were really, really freaking out about is Star Wars Hunters, which, like, y'all know I love to hype about a Star Wars game. I love a Star Wars game. It is made by Zynga, and I find that very strange.
So this is very fascinating. It is a third-person shooter. It looks like it's going to be an arena shooter using entirely new characters, new bounty hunters. It's a big swing. I've heard rumblings that it is a very good thing.
Okay.
I've heard that it is very interesting and that regardless of the Zynga name attached to it, we should believe in Star Wars Hunters. But we haven't seen much. We saw a logo and some holograms of the new characters.
For those who are unfamiliar, if possible, Zynga made Farmville. That is their most notable creation.
Yeah, I mean, they bought Words with Friends. They were known for creating Farmville and then buying out every mobile indie game that ever existed.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm very intrigued by that. We did talk a while back about losing the exclusivity for Star Wars games with EA and being excited about that. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is not what I meant.
No, but it is interesting to see, like, look, the announcement of that, right? For another AAA, I mean, we did get the Ubisoft announcement. We know that they're working on something, but something like that, a AAA thing, is going to take a few years. But something like a mobile game can be developed in about a calendar year, and I bet that's exactly what's going on. Is the moment that contract was dissolved, Zynga immediately went to work, and you know, I trust the people in portfolio over at games at Disney right now. So let's see what happens with that.
World's End Club looks very cute.
Ooh, you got your Danganronpa in my fucking Earthbound. You did it.
Sorry, let me turn him back.
You got it. Okay, I'm back, and let me tell you something. This looks like my shit.
Yeah.
This looks like my shit.
This looks excellent. It looks very, very fun. It was a very cute trailer. There was like limited actual gameplay, but it's cute, and that's most of the information I need about it. It's a little detective story, and I'm in.
A lot of people, I'm seeing a lot of people in chat saying regarding the Star Wars things, I've been burned too many times. I'm just saying there was a lot of staff turnover in the last year. That's all I'm gonna say.
I also, I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't been burned that many times by Star Wars games.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, so a lot of people didn't like...
Battlefront 2.
Yeah, well...
Or Battlefront. No, it was Battlefront 2.
It was Battlefront 2, but I was going to say, a lot of people didn't like the mobile one that was like card collecting and which, like, fine.
Ew, don't set your expectations too high for a mobile
What
Star
was
Wars
it, Galaxy
game.
of Heroes or whatever?
Didn't even play it. I guess that's why I didn't get burned.
Yeah, so Battlefront, I mean, the first Battlefront I thought was a lot of fun. The second Battlefront I thought really built on it, and the single player campaign was particularly good. Like they threw some great writers at it and some great actors at it, and it was a great story.
The first Battlefront was a little limited for me. It was not the game that I was hoping for, and that was the case for a lot of people. The first Battlefront was just limited as to what you could do with it.
I wanted some single player in there.
Exactly. It had very limited replayability and had little desire to go back to it, but it was still a well-made and fun game. It just wasn't what I personally wanted from it.
Yeah.
So I can't hold that against it. I haven't played Battlefront 2. I was part of the whole we're not gonna do this because of the microtransactions, and then obviously they eliminated all of the microtransactions and then repeatedly gave the game away for free to cheap. So I have it now.
Yeah. It's worth jumping in and playing like the heroes and villains mode and playing some of the, and it's honestly, if you're a Star Wars fan, it's got a great story in the campaign. And
Order was so good.
Matthew Mercer as Luke Skywalker, and he's very good.
I did not realize
You didn't know that Mercer was Skywalker, did you?
Mm-hmm. That's very funny.
He does a good Skywalker. World's End Club, you can play right now, by the way, on Apple Arcade, but this will be its first console release, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
Going back to that.
Things on Apple Arcade, so coming to Switch is a good thing.
Listen,
for me.
I wanted to. You know, I love a bath game. You know that you can connect controllers now, and it's pretty good. But I don't know.
Can we get a counter in chat for how many times Anthony mentions the bath today?
It's every time it deserves to be mentioned. But something about Apple Arcade didn't click to me. I don't know if it was just the subscription thing. Like, I'm always constantly thinking in the back of my head, like, I'm paying every month for this. Am I playing more than 1 or 2 games a month? Like, what's going on? But and also, I don't have an Apple TV. I think if I had an Apple TV, I'd try to give it a little more of a...
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then they did move into a little bit of Zelda news, if you could call it that. Look, everybody was really hyped. It was the 35th anniversary of Zelda. Everybody wanted new Zelda. And we knew it wasn't going to be new Zelda.
Numa, you broke my heart.
I know. When he popped up, he was like, I know you're probably expecting new Zelda, and let me first of all tell you it's not that. And we're like, fuck.
You broke my heart in so many ways, Numa. Why would you do it? Why would you do it?
We talked about this on Wednesday. We were live before the Direct happened, and what we were hoping for was something more like an All-Stars collection. Is not what we got. we got an expansion pass for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
Look, if you like The Legend of Zelda Eggbot story, once again, we don't yuck people's yums here. We don't yuck people's yums. I like a good Warriors game. I think they're fun. I think they're a fun arcadey time. But like, this wasn't what I wanted.
This is not what I wanted. It's not what I wanted either. I think that the thing we had discussed of there being like an All-Stars collection like Mario would have been absolutely satisfying to me because we knew we weren't going to get Breath of the Wild 2 announced right now. We knew that. And we know there's probably not going to be another Zelda game before Breath of the Wild 2. That's the next Zelda game.
They could have given us another clip. You know what I mean? They could have given us another.
We had a little update.
We had that great like Link and Zelda exploring a cave spooky trailer. Give me just something else. Give me something else.
The other piece of Zelda news was that we are getting a Skyward Sword Switch port. Skyward Sword was released on the Wii, of course, and a lot of people didn't play it because it was hard to play with the controls on the Wii.
And a lot of other people didn't play it because it was incredibly mediocre.
Sure. Yes. It's an interesting choice. I understand a lot of Nintendo's choices lately have been made based on, hey, this game was like kind of non-functional on the Wii U and it was kind of non-functional on the Wii. Let's put it on the Switch because it will get the like life that it deserves here and the playability that it deserves here.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I get that. I'm not saying don't put it on the Switch.
Yeah.
Put it on the Switch.
Listen, we should let all the games out of Wii jail.
Like,
Okay.
I'm happy that it's going to be on the Switch. I just wish that this wasn't like the biggest announcement for Zelda.
Or the only one. Like if there is, like even if there was a collection coming later this year, we knew about Mario All-Stars. Like a big collection like that, we know about in advance.
Exactly, which makes us think they're probably not doing something to that effect, though I wish they would.
I wish they would.
We did have the conversation about what we thought should be on it.
There were so many rumors. There were rumors that the DS games were going to get put onto the Switch and given like a fresh coat of paint. I would have loved that. So many people did not play Spirit Tracks. You know, so many people did not play Phantom Hourglass.
Yeah.
I would love a Minish Cap in the style of Link's Awakening on the Switch.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have that Link's Awakening DX engine now. Let's use that for some other classic games. Let's get Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons out there. You know, let's there's so much Zelda. When I tweeted like, why this one?
Yeah.
That's what I tweeted. I was just like, hey, out of all of them, why this one? Why is this the big one? And people tweeted back, because it's good. Look,
Great.
if you like Skyward Sword, chances are it was your first or second Zelda, and I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
it's some of the dungeon design in Skyward Sword is amazing. There's a lot of game around those dungeons. You know what I mean? And it's not the best. I love the art style of it, and I love that we're finally going to get to see it
In a little better quality.
in a better quality that befits it more. I've played it a couple times on the Dolphin emulator, and God, it looks beautiful when it's upscaled and you let those textures really sing. But boy, I don't know, guys. For this to be the only announcement,
Here's what I think. I think that going through the catalog, it's easier to pull games that are more recent, like Wii and Wii U games, obviously. They don't have to completely remake this game. It's going to be easier to pull it from the Wii.
Wind Waker is trapped in Wii jail. Twilight Princess HD is trapped in Wii
But
jail.
I think if they just Wind
bring
Waker
'em
or
over.
Twilight Princess, they're gonna have to remake the game.
I think
We don't want the just upscale of the upscale.
the upscale of the upscale.
Yeah, I don't want the upscale of the upscale.
I don't know. I mean, I think I would get both of those games just to have them in the bathtub, just to have them portable. You know,
What number are we at, everybody?
it's a great Listen, if you think Wind Waker, if you think the sailing Zelda isn't a great bathtub game, you have not played bathtub games and you are missing out.
Anyways, there was one more exciting announcement that happened at the Nintendo Direct, and it was the final of the announcements. Splatoon 3.
They're back. My sweet babies are back. Now, I sort of like when we got this opening, I sort of wanted to see a single player thing in the Splatooniverse.
Nice.
But like, I am glad it's Splatoon 3.
Yes, absolutely.
You all have to get on the Splatoon train.
I think Splatoon is an excellent fit for the Switch. I really do. I'm very excited about it.
Listen, Splatoon 2 was going strong for a very long time on the Switch. I think a couple things killed it. Number one, for a game to last super long as an FPS on a console, as a multiplayer only, there's gotta be constant new maps and constant new content.
Yeah.
They had Splatfests. They had a bunch of new aesthetic things, and it was decent. But they need to really compete in a world of seasonal battle pass shooters. And Splatoon is in a weird place because most of the people who play those games look at Splatoon and don't want to play a game with that aesthetic. I think maybe the ridiculousness of Fortnite these days will help people get into Splatoon a little bit more.
Yeah, people who took themselves too seriously to play Splatoon.
Yeah,
I get that.
I think now that you have the Flash and Thanos and whoever else is running around in Fortnite, the Mandalorian and a baby Yoda, like
building little forts.
Splatoon is so good, and I often describe it as being from an alternate universe where the Dreamcast was the best-selling console of all time.
That makes perfect sense why you love Splatoon so much.
It's all about weird Japanese streetwear style and like hanging out with your friends and bright colors and weird good times.
Visually, I love Splatoon. I played a little bit of the first one. I didn't get to play the second one, but also Splatoon landed in that Wii U time for me. And a lot of like those Wii U games I missed because I didn't have like access at the time. I was just like a human working 4 jobs and didn't get to play my Wii U.
Well, Nintendo also made some weird choices, and this is sort of a Skyward Sword thing. Nintendo made some weird choices that kept people out of Splatoon. They were really, really into their motion control at the time, and so you couldn't control Splatoon like a traditional shooter, and it took them a long time to give up on that and to let people just use a controller the way it was meant to be used.
Right.
Now they've learned a lot, and the last one added a lot of single player content. What I love about Splatoon 3, this trailer, there's a lot of Splatoon lore. You see, Splatoon takes place on a future Earth 12,000 years after the extinction of mankind due to a climate event. The seas rose, and the squid walked onto land, and they became stylish squid kids.
So yes, they have confirmed that it is after a climate crisis wiped out humanity essentially, which is why it has that kind of very post-apocalyptic look to it. It's beautiful, I love it. I love that kind of contrast of real cute, fashionable characters in the post-apocalyptic look. I also really enjoyed, and something that a lot of people have pointed out, in that opening scene, and I think that that's why they started there. That's absolutely why they showed us that character creator, because like otherwise, we know what characters from Splatoon look like, but they did, to some extent, eliminate the separation of gender when you're building your character.
Yeah.
It's just like, what hair do you want?
Yeah.
As opposed to picking your male or female Splatoon character, which I really appreciate, and I'm very excited about.
And they've always been very like, hey, which one? They always ask like, hey, which one's you? Like they never say anything like that. You know what I mean? All hairstyles and clothing are always available to everyone. There's nothing that's locked off from anybody in Splatoon. So I've always loved that.
But yeah, they created this character in the beginning of it that's like completely genderless, and I do enjoy that very much. So I appreciate them taking that step.
Man, it's so good. Get into Splatoon, please. Please
I think
follow me.
I will get into Splatoon.
Yeah, get into Splatoon.
I think I'll get into Splatoon.
Just get into Splatoon.
And that is our way too long coverage of the Nintendo Direct. It was way longer than the Nintendo Direct itself.
Or just long enough.
Maybe it was just long enough.
Thank you so much for watching today. Why don't you go ahead and subscribe? Just hit a little subscribe for me.
It's completely free. Can you believe it?
I can't believe we just give this show away.
We just give it away.
You know what? We'll give you one more freebie. You can watch a previous episode right now. And then, I mean, after 100 to 150, we might start charging.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. And also for the show live on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific.